Well, turns out Kayla's counterfeit, like, fake goods isn't as, like, good as anybody thought that they were, because obviously somebody wrote a little message in there saying, "Help me." Yeah, and like a pair of trainers, somebody said help me, and Caleb's had to go to the police about it and stuff. But even after that, he's now thinking of selling these car things that Cammie's told him about, and he wants Kerry and Billy in on it. Well, Kane was just trying to get through to Kyle, but nothing was really working. And obviously he set another fire, Kyle has, to the shed with Monty in it. But this has now led to us finding out that Monty may possibly have cancer. So yeah, looks like Monty might end up dying, which is really sad. Mackenzie just cannot hold this with Ross, can he? So I love the way that Robert and Kev work together. I actually think that Robert might give Kev the advice that Robert's given him is quite sound and good advice, and I think that he might be a person that Kev actually listens to. And, you know, for all the drama that they had and all the things that they went through with each other, it's actually quite nice to see that even though they're going to get divorced and everything, that maybe they can be civil, and Robert is trying to help Kev to be a good person and does want him to be there for Lewis, and like despite everything. I'm really glad that the situation with Monty has actually helped Kane decide on his own situation, and Kane's actually going to take the radiotherapy that he is going to need, which is quite good. I'm happy that Lewis is giving Kev another chance. I honestly don't think it was Kev that did that to the cafe at the end either, to be honest. I know it kind of looks like it, but I don't think it was. Guys, I'm actually not going to lie, right, but I like Billy and Gabby. I actually think they're going to make a cute couple, to be honest. And even though Dawn and Joe don't seem that happy with it, but yeah, I think they're going to be a cute couple. But I can also see Joe finding out about this brake pad business that Billy's got going on, because he nearly found out about it, and I can see him trying to use that as some sort of blackmail or advantage against him. Guys, I'm so annoyed with Ross. I'm actually really annoyed with Ross. How could him and Nicola do this to Kev? Honestly, and the fact that, like, they've actually really planted this on Kev, and Kev has done absolutely nothing, and Kev knows that they've planted it on him now, and he's trying to obviously prove that and be like, look, I haven't done anything, I didn't break into the cafe, and I didn't nick anything, like, I haven't done nothing. So yeah, it made me so annoyed with Ross. I really want Lewis to find out the truth, and I actually felt so sorry for Lewis. He actually broke my heart, because it's like, he just doesn't know who to believe. He really doesn't know who to trust and believe, to be honest. But I do think Lewis is going to be annoyed at Ross when he finds out the truth, and Nicola as well. He'll be annoyed at her too. Literally love how supportive that Hope is being to Will and Sam, and I feel like Hope might be the one to bring Will and Sam back together. I feel like Sam wants it now. He feels like he wants to clear the air with Will. I do feel like Will needs a little bit more time, but I also do agree that Sam needs to clear the air with them and stuff, and I think they will do that at some point. Christina's got Summer and George to make up, but obviously she's hiding a couple of secrets of her own, isn't she? And Glenda's seen her, so yeah. Who is this mystery person? What is Christina up to? I genuinely feel for Cassie, because I feel like she really does love Steve, and yeah, I feel for her that this is how it's going. I feel like Steve's in a tricky situation because he doesn't want to rock the boat with Tracy, being that she is Amy's mum, but at the same time, honestly, I don't think that Steve has the love for anybody that he does for Tracy, and even though there is times where he doesn't want to admit that, but I just think that's true, and I feel bad that Cassie's obviously caught in the fire and in the brunt of it, basically. And I mean, the fact that Tracy heard it all on Streetcar's radio, that is the last person you were wanting to hear it, but she did. Although I've got to admit, I loved that slap for Cassie, for Tracy. Tracy was asking for that one. So, wow, a lot was happening for poor Abby. Honestly, poor little Alfie, like that mould in that house basically nearly caused him to die. That was so severe and so bad, that was horrible. And Idris trying to sort it out the way that he did and making Brody do it and everything like that, that was just horrible. But it was good to see that once the doctors helped him and stuff, Alfie was finally getting a little bit better and he could sit up and he was playing games with like his dad and Jack and everything. I say his dad because Kevin has been his dad, but yeah, like he was playing games with everyone and that was really cute to see. He seemed to be liking that everyone was together, and I feel like this might be the thing to bring Kevin and Abby closer together again, because if there's one thing that's always bonded them, it's been the boys. So yeah, and I still just love the way that Abby is with Jack. Their dynamic is just so lovely, and the fact that Jack was so worried about his little brother as well was just really sweet. So Glenda is trying to catch Christina out, but honestly, what is Christina's big secret? I feel like we need to know. And why has she got like bills of Mary's and stuff like that? What's wrong with her? Well, poor Cassie had the day for absolute hell, basically, and yeah, she just wasn't having a good time. She wanted to go and talk to Steve and thought it was all going to be okay, and then she sees Steve helping Tracy, and of course that was the absolute last thing that she needed to see, so she did not like it, and basically she's ended up getting drunk in the hotel, and she's met Ross, which is Tyrone's dad. She didn't realise who he was at first until she looked at like the name on his bill. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. And also Ross is obviously the surprise that Ruby and Hope have been planning, and they obviously think that it's something nice, but yeah, we'll see what happens when we meet him and we talk to him properly, and like we're going to get to see Tyrone meeting him and what he thinks about it and things like that, so it's going to be interesting. Well, Christina with this shopping addiction, I didn't expect that. Well, I actually didn't expect that that's what was going on. I probably should have, but I didn't. However, I'm glad that George knows now, and actually he is being quite supportive, or he's trying to be, so that is quite sweet. I am glad that she's not keeping a big secret from him anymore though. Well, I think Adam will help Abby. He might really help her, because let's face it, Adam really doesn't like her just anyway, so he's got nothing to lose by helping her out with this situation. Well, I mean, there's still no further forward in this murder case. We know who it is, but they don't. And yeah, it's still just the same, but I feel like Todd's acting suspicious now. Like, DS Wayne was like, you didn't seem that concerned, so yeah, he's definitely acting suspicious now. So is Gary, and I feel like Maria's going to blow, because like she's just so fed up with him hiding this secret, and she's just like, why can you not just tell me what is going on? Well, it was the girl's surprise, and Tyrone met Ross, who is his dad, and then yeah, that was quite awkward at first, and everybody was like, what do you mean? Because the girls were trying to explain that they had like basically pretended to be Tyrone, and they had did this DNA thing, and then they had messaged like his dad and everything like that, and they were basically trying to be him. So obviously his dad thought that like it was coming to meet Tyrone, because Tyrone actually wanted to meet him, when actually Tyrone hadn't even tried to contact anybody. But it is quite a sweet thing for the girls to do. And first impressions with Ross, he seems like a nice enough guy. I feel like he's obviously done bad things in his past. He was a prostitute. It's basically how Tyrone was born, which is quite not very nice to know. But yeah, I don't think he's obviously done some things in his past, but he kind of looks like he's a changed person. He seems quite decent. So I have to give him a chance, I suppose.